Hi there, guys, and welcome to a Dash of Sports. You're tuned into another episode of Do You Watch Wrestling? I'll be your host and presenter, Dashiki Dash. Now, listen, that's a question I always ask you guys, and do you still watch wrestling? Because when it comes to me, I'm still out here watching wrestling. Before we get into it, I want to send a shout out to my tag team champion partner, Kojo, who unfortunately couldn't make it today. Just before we was, about to record, got a bit of bad news, and we just like, you know what, go and handle that. And I'm gonna catch you on the next episode. So Kojo will be back on the next episode. Want to send out my shout outs to him. And yeah, man, before we start as well, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of that, all the necessary stuff to help the show. And where do I start? Because when you come to this show, it's a breakdown, it's a review of what's happened this past week on Smackdown, Raw, Smackdown. And I tell you what, Kojo's going to be watching this. And when he comes back, there's going to be a load of I told you so moments. Big episodes. Raw, Cena, Cody Rhodes going at it. I call this like round 3 of their back and forth to the lead up to WrestleMania. And Cody Rhodes held his own. I might have to eat some humble pie in how I was critiquing this on the last episode, but I'm gonna get into that. And then SmackDown, another, some heavy hitters on SmackDown. You got Roman Reigns, you got Seth Rollins, and CM Punk all going at it. All three brilliant mic technicians when it comes to selling promos and stuff like that, and that was real interesting as well. Let me even mention Paul Heyman also involved in that quadruple of talent, and there's some honorary mentions that I'm going to obviously put out there as well. But without further ado, man, let me just get straight into it. John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I call this round 3, like I said, going back and forth. Now, this is going to be an I told you so moment. Kojo, man, I hold my hands up. I feel like it's cooking a little bit. I feel like it's starting to cook. I'm getting, this episode, I was getting what I wanted from John Cena. Just adding that a little bit of flavor to this heel character. And when I'm talking about flavor, I'm talking about how he's conducting himself, how he's talking, how he's moving. It still had a little bit of elements of stuff that I don't like the kind of over the top shouting on the mic and stuff like that. I kind of want to see more of a smooth John Cena as a heel. I feel like when you're a heel, you don't need to be overdoing it. You can just be calm and collected. I understand as John Cena's a larger than life character that's what he's all about. But I think back to the Thugonomics days, he was a lot more smooth, calm and collected, getting his message across. And this is kind of what I'm getting from him now. It's starting. I'm not gonna give him full plaudits at this point in time, but yeah, just keep giving me more of this and better, then I'm gonna be on board. I will tell you this though, Cody Rhodes holding his own on the mic. You know what? I'm gonna give Cody Rhodes huge credit this week. If there was any time for me to be impressed by Cody Rhodes, in regards to his mic skills, being able to go back and forth in a battle, essentially, it was this past Monday. Cody Rhodes held his own. I feel like with what Cody Rhodes done this week has elevated this feud, because at one time, the past 2 times, just constantly having John Cena come out, not fully delivering on my take on things. You may disagree. Let me know. Put your comments down below and all sorts. I felt like Cody Rhodes held his own on this occasion. Now, to start things off, Cody Rhodes, obviously, you know, doing his thing, chatting. John Cena, um, seems like he's gonna go on another tangent, another rant. Um, it looked like he was just about to cook Cody Rhodes again. This would have been the third week in a row, but no, Cody Rhodes interjects and just like it was like a enough's enough moment. Like, we've heard you speak, man. We've heard you talk. You know what I mean? Like, what more do you need to say? So the segment between John Cena and uh and Cody Rhodes started off like that. So it was getting grippy. It's like an intense moment now. Cody Rhodes has got the floor. And I like it as well. If I'm talking about the aspects of wrestling, as these pro wrestlers, characters, John Cena's now takes a step back. Like, it is more of a, okay, you've kind of grown some balls now, like, to say what you need to say. So John Cena hangs back. But Cody Rhodes' approach is more like, before you get to say anything, I'm gonna beat you to the punch, basically. So verbally, I'm gonna beat you to the punch. So Cody Rhodes starts talking about like, yo, what are you gonna talk about? You're gonna talk about me being, Stardust. Now, for you that don't know who Stardust is, that was a character. Pretty much Cody Rhodes that was his last character in WWE. The character, which I liked actually, I felt like it was a good take on like the family name, and more so like a bit of a homage to his brother, Goldust. So Cody Rhodes kind of wore a similar tight fitting latex looking outfit, and I feel like that's kind of how it started off, and then it got all this cosmic stuff, and it was a bit of a weird character, face paint just like Goldust, but it was like a kind of cosmic character. So even his promos were a bit wild. So that's what he was known as before he left for a company that we won't mention here. When he went over to the other side. So the last of what we knew as WWE fans was Stardust. So then to see him go over there and create this American Nightmare character, which kind of grew up more over that side, and then bring it to WWE. This is a new guy, new Cody Rhodes. So it's like, you ain't gonna diss me about being Stardust, because that ain't the same guy. I ain't the same guy. What are you gonna talk about? My lisp? Yeah. What are you gonna talk about? This arm tattoo. So basically, he's got a big, massive tattoo that's probably meant to be for an arm or your arm, but he's got it on his neck. I don't understand why people seemingly diss him about that tattoo. The tattoo's a tattoo, man. It's whatever works for you and whatever meaning it has for you, innit? So in this part of the segment, Cody Rhodes is beating Cena to the punch. So he's like, you ain't gonna be able to diss me because I'm kind of dissing myself in it. So if I'm dissing myself and I can't really take myself seriously, or you're saying things about me that I know, like, what more can you say? So he's getting onto him in that way. So Cena's rebuttal to that is, well, listen, like, you could come with all this talk, all this chat, but I've often enough been accused of burying talent. Now, when he says about burying talent, is the fact that because Cena's been so, over his career, he's been so larger than life. Like, anybody that kind of has a bit of buzz about them don't quite make it to the dizzy heights, because often enough they all result in, it all always goes back to John Cena. So John Cena's smart with it as well. It's like, listen, if often enough throughout my career, and this is the angle that Cena's kind of taking it. He's taking the angle of like, for 20 years, man, you lot have been onto me. I've tried to be the nice guy and a good guy, but even in the times where I've been good and I've been working my ass off, you lot have been dissing me, booing me, saying that I bury talent. Well, if that is the case, I'm going to accept it on this occasion. And the talent I'm going to bury is Cody Rhodes. So they're going obviously back and forth. Cody Rhodes is saying that, you know, there's a realization now that, yeah, back in the days, you may have, you know, I left there as Stardust. I'm now the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, WWE champion. And you was known as the Superman of WWE, but the realization right now is Superman's dead. So all in all, in this point of time now, what they're kind of building up and what my take is like, this is shaping up to be more of a sense like we're building up Cody Rhodes to being that next guy. And in order to be that next guy, you have to be able to stand toe to toe with the guy that's, you know, whether you love him or hate him. I've never really been the biggest John Cena fan, but whether you love him or hate him, John Cena's been the number one guy, you know, in the WWE. So upon this lead up to the ending of his WWE in-ring career, Cody Rhodes has to show that he can hang with him. And if he can, and he does a well enough and a good enough job, then this is paving the way for him to be the number one guy as well for, you know, the pillar or one of the pillars of WWE. Now, whether you agree or disagree with that, you're going to have to let me know. Do you think that Cody Rhodes can be that number one guy for a 10, 15 years straight run? I don't know. Personally, I think John Cena probably is the last of a wrestling breed that can go on that long run, you know. This heel turn has been compared to the likes of Hulk Hogan, who also was probably like one of the longest serving wrestlers to just be a face, one of the goodies, the good guys, and then go for that long period of time and then become a baddie. I don't think wrestling fans will have that patience. I don't think wrestlers themselves will have that patience to try and go on a mad, crazy run. So this is the last of a, you know, dying breed when it comes to John Cena. So me saying that is to say that, all right, cool. Cody Rhodes can take the mantle and be that next guy, that next hero, but I don't think it will last as long as John Cena's run, Hulk Hogan's run. And I feel like with Cody Rhodes still to be the top guy, still to be like the number one guy, it will take at some period of time for him to turn heel and then really work on this American Nightmare and, you know, be a bad guy, which Cody Rhodes has that about him. He can definitely, you know, at this moment, people comparing him to is it Highlander? Is it, have I got the name right? Homelander. Man saying Highlander, you know. Ain't it that film? Where they're chopping heads off and stuff. Anyway, Homelander. So that's gonna be real interesting to see where Cody Rhodes, if Cody Rhodes can really take the mantle. But this is the feud that's set up, leading on to WrestleMania 41. So with that rebuttal, obviously John Cena saying that he's going to bury talent, Cody Rhodes obviously gives him some real jabs to the point where there was a couple, you know, there was some couple of near knockout blows. I feel like this one hit bad. And I was surprised. Obviously, WWE is on Netflix now, so they've really got the freedom of the creativeness, the wordplay, what they're saying, you know, cuss words, curse words, swearing, you name it. They're dropping everything. F-bombs, shit, bitch, all of these kind of things. And one thing I didn't think I was going to hear on WWE, not for now anyway, I felt like if we heard it any time at this period of time, it's too soon. And that is a reference of Vince McMahon. So obviously they're going back and forth in regards to like, Cody Rhodes is saying you was put on. If it wasn't for the likes of a person that no longer here, used to run this company, Vince McMahon, you wouldn't be in the number one spot. He's the one that held you down. And that kind of sent everybody in a frenzy. Like, oh, not only just obviously mention the fact that he had his, a big stronghold over him. But the mere fact that he's mentioning Vince McMahon is crazy. Now, for you guys that may not know, and for you guys that do know, Vince McMahon is a controversial name in a company that was his. Still crazy to think that Vince McMahon is no longer running things, owning WWE, no longer belongs to him. So if you didn't know, Vince McMahon no longer owns WWE. It belongs to TKO, I believe now, and there's a lot of other guys that are involved in owning WWE. It's on Netflix now. So the fact that he made that reference to John Cena and saying the reason that you was the number one guy is because it was because of the former owner, Vince McMahon. So that kind of went back and forth as well. John Cena, I like what John Cena was doing as well, because it was, and this is what I'm talking about, being calm and collected. He's getting this, but he's listening. It's like a rap battle, like, you're listening and you're thinking, all right, cool, you said that. Now I'm going to say this. I want to hit home with this. And so Cody Rhodes obviously hits him with that, and they go back and forth. John Cena says what he needs to say to Cody Rhodes. And I feel like this was an opportunity for Cody Rhodes to kind of say that I'm here as well. I can dance with you, John Cena. I felt like obviously the two previous occasions, John Cena's already said what he needed to say. So I didn't need to hear more from John Cena. I think this is what I was happy about. So they're going back and forth. Anyway, so John Cena now says his last bits. It's about to, roll out, leave the ring, kind of a mic drop moment for him. But then Cody Rhodes like, no. Hey, you can't just try and leave on a high like this. What you think you said your piece, yeah? So Cody Rhodes hits him with, look, at least I know that in the whole time of my career being in the WWE, I never, not once got a "you can't wrestle" chant. Oh, hey, that was mad. You can't wrestle. You can't wrestle. If you hear that, I don't care what you say, man. I don't care if you fully believe in yourself in terms of just like being a very good wrestler, character, WWE superstar. If you get touched with that "you can't wrestle" chant, it's bad. The fans are the ones that pay their money and are very much appreciative of what you do. Now, the same way that you can get "you can't wrestle" chant is the same way that you can get "this is awesome." This is awesome. And when you're doing your thing, like, the fans will show their appreciation where appreciation needs to be shown. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that no wrestlers exempt from that chant, but if you get that chant often enough, the wrestling world, the WWE universe, or any type of wrestling fan will tell you and be honest with you that, yeah, my guy, you can't do it, man. You can't wrestle. So that in itself flared up John Cena. That was in a moment now you can see that John Cena bit, because they're going back and forth, remember? And Cena bites, hook and sinker, gets, verbally gets pulled back into the ring. And then tries to confront John Cena, tries to confront Cody Rhodes. And then that's when Cody Rhodes gets his opportunity. Obviously, they're going back and forth. Now, physically, this is the first physical encounter, and Cody Rhodes gets the win on that occasion. Hits him with the move. Boom! Drops John Cena. John Cena's, he's looking at the lights right now. Eyes up, looking at the lights. Cody Rhodes overtowering John Cena. Could this be what we'll see at WrestleMania? Who knows? If he drops him, we all know that John Cena will show that Superman side of him. So I don't think it's going to take for one drop to keep John Cena down. But on this occasion, I think all in all, in this encounter, it kind of just showed like Cody Rhodes is also here ready to go one-on-one with John Cena, not just in the ring physically, but the verbal aspect, because we know that John Cena, when it comes to the mic skills and his presence and being able to sell a matchup, he's one of the best, you know what I mean? But I was impressed with Cody Rhodes. I'm not saying that he's not capable, but it made me feel like, oh, you know what? All right, cool. I can get with this. I can get down with the Cody Rhodes, John Cena, WrestleMania, seeing how they can handle the main event, WWE title on the line. Obviously, John Cena trying to go for the 17th title, which he keeps reminding Cody Rhodes, like, look, man, I'm going to take this belt and I am gone. The one true champion. Because you're kind of like I think virtually what John Cena is trying to call Cody Rhodes is like he's a paper champ. You know what I mean? He's a paper champ. He's not worthy. He's not on John Cena's level. This is what John Cena's saying. So when someone's saying all of that, it was good to see Cody Rhodes put himself in a situation where it's like, listen, like, I don't know what you think this is. And this is where I keep going back to saying that, when he was saying this ain't Stardust, basically, like, which is considered as one of Cody Rhodes' worst characters. I think there's been worse than that. There's been the Dashing Dash, where he thought he was a painting, looking in the mirror, and he had the mustache as well. Yeah, he's had some weird characters, but yeah, it was good of Cody Rhodes to kind of mention that and be like, look, this ain't the same guy that you let that, when I left and you was out here doing your thing and you was chiefing me. This ain't the same guy. This is the American Nightmare now. So yeah, I think they put themselves. So when I was saying that I told you so moment, this is what Coach is going to be telling me. Like, let it cook, man. Let it cook. But let me know what you think, man. Do you think that things have now, obviously after, we'll say probably like three weeks or so, probably since Royal Rumble, John Cena's turned heel, the back and forth between Cody Rhodes and himself. Can we say now it's finally simmering? Because the talking is, they've been talking for a bit now, but on this occasion, this was the first drop. This was the first attempt, an attack on each other, and Cody Rhodes has come out victorious on this occasion this week. Are we going to see themselves get to it again? Is there going to be another physical altercation? I think I want to see more heel behavior from John Cena, to be fair. Now that he's been dropped, I want to see more heel, characteristics, sneak attack, like just come through the crowd and do something. Like, you've got so much of a canvas to work with when you're a heel. So I don't want to see like a high and mighty John Cena. I want to see like a bit of give me some weasel elements as well. Like, give me like I don't care moments, like which he's obviously portraying. Like, he doesn't really care about pleasing the fans and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see. So let me know what you think about this segment. John Cena gets dropped for the first time by Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes steps up to the plate when it comes to his mic skills, going toe to toe with John Cena. So let me know how you felt about Cody Rhodes. Let me know how you felt about John Cena, and let me know how you're feeling about the rivalry. Is it WrestleMania main event worthy? Is it cooking up to be a classic? This is what's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of weeks. So put your comments in the comment section and let me know. All right, cool. So that was Monday Night Raw. Obviously, we've gone through that. Then we move on to SmackDown. SmackDown, the rivalry over there is between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. Now, this is probably, I'm going to admit, it's another I told you so moment from Kojo. He's going to get onto me. And I tell you what, I like where this is going. I don't know where it's going. So this is what now I'm excited about, because I can't really figure it out in terms of like who's going to come off worse in this situation, in this trio, who's going to benefit from this, triple threat. My money was on the fact that if anything was to happen, would be the dynamics between CM Punk and Paul Heyman, being the fact that CM Punk still wants his favor. Now, this has all started with a contract signing, in it, or just more of a sense of just reconfirming that this fight between the issue is mainly supposed to be between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. So they're going there, they're doing their back and forth. But I used to think that Roman Reigns was real bad on the mic. But look, man, Roman Reigns, God mode, the tribal chief, head of the table, even where he's sitting at the head of the table. And he's giving it to verbally to Seth Rollins, telling him like, yo, man, you like can't hang with me. Like, this is not like back in the days, this wee business. Like, you need to cut that out. Like, where was you when I was holding things down? Like, I'm a big mega star. Like, you can't be trying to put us on this wee level. And I love that about Roman Reigns, because that's exactly how it is, man. Seth Rollins he can't compete with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is on a different scale in terms of being, one of the huge superstars in WWE. But look, I'm not taking anything away from Seth Rollins. He is one of the pillars of WWE. I like to name the guys: Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, who we got now, a few others now, obviously Cody Rhodes, and the old guard are kind of phasing out, in it. Your Cenas, your Randy Ortons, CM Punks. These guys are on their way out. So it's good to kind of see these pillars developing. So Roman Reigns obviously called out both Rollins and Punk, just obviously reminding Punk about the whole screw job, because according to Roman Reigns, he's thinking, look, man, I did you a favor. You know what I mean? I did you a favor. I helped you defeat Seth Rollins. So I've done everything that I need to do. But you still saying that it's not fulfilled. I'm going to do you another favor. I'm going to put you in the main event. Meaning, all right, it's not title, but you're going to get the opportunity to wrestle at the biggest show in the world when it comes to wrestling, WrestleMania, and you're going to close WrestleMania. So whether or not you're in the main event or you get to close, That is big deal right there. That is a big deal. Very emotional. CM Punk is there crying, tears. Um, Paul Heyman's obviously confirming this. Like, you're finally gonna get your main event slot, and you're gonna close out WrestleMania. Embrace. CM Punk's in tears. Paul Heyman gives him a little kiss on the head of endearment, like, because this is the original Heyman guy, in it. And this is why I go back to saying, if Paul Heyman ends up screwing Roman Reigns or shows more affection to CM Punk, I feel like this is going to turn Roman Reigns into a beast again. And albeit very popular, the whole quote unquote kind of face mode of Roman Reigns, yeah, it's okay. He's handling business. But man, I need the old Roman Reigns back, man. I need the old tribal chief. I need the head of the table, the real head of the table to come back. But that's just a bit of a prediction of mine. I'm not sure if that's the way the storyline is going to go, because there's still another person involved in this, and that is Seth Rollins, who was irate. He was mad. He's not having it. His sole purpose is to stop CM Punk from achieving his dream of being a main eventer, the main event guy in WrestleMania. Because according to him, it's like, you got to work hard for this. And work hard meaning is like, you got to gain your opportunity. You either win Royal Rumble, or let's just start off, you either the champion, innit? You either got the title to start off with. If you ain't got the title, these are the opportunities you get. You win Royal Rumble, which CM Punk didn't. You still get a lastminute.com opportunity, and that is the Elimination Chamber for you to be able to get your number one title spot chance at WrestleMania. See the stuff that they point at to? They're pointing to WrestleMania. You want to point at the WrestleMania sign knowing that you're going to go there and compete for one of the titles. CM Punk has not had that opportunity. He was not afforded that opportunity because he lost out in the Elimination Chamber, screwed by Seth Rollins. So he cost him. So he's thinking job's done. So his main focus now is Roman Reigns. His focus is like, look, man, we've been going back and forth on this for a very long time. You've never beat me, to be fair. And we need to end this feud once and for all, man. Let's do this at WrestleMania. But the fact that CM Punk is interrupting, the fact that CM Punk is getting an opportunity to wrestle at WrestleMania and it to be considered a main event slot, the fact that he's closing out, that's got Seth Rollins in a twist, raging. He's like, no, slamming down on the table. Nah, man. Blaming Roman Reigns. It's like, man, like, you're out here shaking hands. This guy shouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? It's your fault. So it's a double anger thing for him. He's blaming Roman Reigns because of Roman Reigns is the fact that he's gaining these opportunities. He's getting onto CM Punk because, according to him, he doesn't deserve this. So he wants to end CM Punk once and for all. So I feel like because Seth Rollins has got so much rage for CM Punk, that's going to take his eye off the ball when it comes to Roman Reigns. Now, the dynamics is mad. Roman Reigns is hating on CM Punk. Seth Rollins is hating on CM Punk. CM Punk is hating on Seth Rollins. I don't know if he's got so much hate for Roman Reigns though, but the whole aspect of the fact that because CM Punk saved Roman Reigns' behind, saved his ass at Survivor Series, War Games. So he's owed a favor. So whilst this all going on and CM Punk is emotional, tears dropping, Some good acting there. Tears dropping. He's like, hey yo. Meanwhile, obviously, he's looking over his contract. He's not signing a contract. And Roman Reigns like, yeah, yo, man, we're on TV, man. Time's ticking. Like, sign the contract. Come on, man. Like, I'm giving you the favor, man. Favor's done. Like, you're gonna be in the main event. What's taking you so long? CM Punk is, reading over the contract, taking his time to sign. Obviously, he's got the news. He's happy. He's crying, tears of joy. Finally making it main event. But CM Punk's like, nah, you ain't really giving me what I want. Yeah, it's all good. I'm in this position, main event, but that ain't the favor you owe me. That ain't the favor you owe me. What is this favor? What is this favor? That is the intriguing question right now. Let me know, man. Put your comments, below the comment section. If you know what this favor is that CM Punk is asking for, let me know. Because there's a few, guesses, predictions that CM Punk may ask Paul Heyman to ask The Rock if he can jump in on the Cody Rhodes and John Cena fight for the title. Now, I know that WWE is wild and fantastic and brilliant intertwining these storylines, but I just don't see where and how that's gonna work. I don't know. So that's why I'm a bit stumped when it comes to this actual storyline between the three of them. I didn't quite see the angle, but now that it's really unpredictable, normally I would have something to kind of just hang my hat on and be like, I feel like it's gonna be like this. I can't really see it. But like I said, if you know or you have a feeling on where this storyline can go, let me know, man. Put your comments in the comment section. Yeah. So there are some. I'm just trying to just look through, like in terms of like any additional kind of hitting points. I think we're still quite early in what we can get more of, but I think to kind of conclude on that segment, I think each wrestler was kind of left in a situation like, like, what's going on? Roman Reigns is thinking, what do you mean there's another favor? Mind you, also, he's looking at Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is like, oh, come on, man. Like, Paul Heyman's in a situation like he's trying to give CM Punk like something, like grab onto this, man. Like, like let me hand you this main event. You're gonna close. But CM Punk, because he didn't ask for it, you're just trying to give it to him. He's like, yeah, I'll take it. Thank you for putting me in this position. But this is not what I asked for. This ain't the favor that I asked for. And then Paul Heyman's left in a situation is like, oh, it's like you have like snacks in it, and you know to yourself you got the best biscuits. I don't know what's the best biscuits, like some Oreos or I don't know chocolate digestives or something. But you just trying to offer him some rich tea or like some nice biscuits. And he's like, yeah, I can do this rich tea. I'll dip this into my tea and that. But these are not the biscuits that I wanted. Thank you for these biscuits, but I want, what I want. And until I ask for it, just stay ready in it. So it's going to be real interesting to see. Like I said, is Seth Rollins going to be raged out where he kind of costs both himself and Roman Reigns? If we're talking about predictions about the actual matchup, not so much the storyline, but just maybe on the night, I feel maybe Seth Rollins could be the cause of CM Punk winning. So he will come out victorious in this situation, because I'm still predicting as well. I've said this on the last show that I feel like CM Punk is going through kind of his last run in WWE. But obviously he can't also announce that, you know, this is the last dance, the last tour, whatever. But it feels like it's shaping up in that way. And then maybe next year will be CM Punk's last year. So he's kind of getting himself ready, you know, lining up his ducks, as they say, so that, you know, one by one he can start knocking them down, like how John Cena's doing his last tour and going on this run. But let me know, man. Let me know what you think about it all. How was Raw for you guys? It was in London, by the way. The London crowd were going crazy. I like the chants that they had for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. But then they used it for Cody Rhodes. So I was like, dead. Not original. Kojo went, by the way. So obviously he wasn't on the show today. Shout out Kojo, but he's gonna give us a good breakdown of like how WWE Raw and Smackdown was. I had a few people that went to the main event. Shout out Specs, shout out Pops. Ebbs went out there as well. So they were all sending me all footage, and I was looking at my phone like, oh, man, I wish I went. But the London crowd was crazy. Good to see them full, vibrant. It goes without saying, when you go to these live events, you're always going to hear a stand up if you hate Tottenham. Tottenham fans, Tottenham in general getting dissed. Love to hear it. But yeah, it was a good turnout for the WWE universe supporting. Some honorary mentions. Who can I mention? Logan Paul, AJ Styles. They're getting into it. I feel like at this point, AJ Styles is just, I don't know what he needs, man. He just needs something, and they're giving him Logan Paul. One thing I will say is going to be a very highly athletic matchup. So yeah, something to just fill the time, I guess, at WrestleMania. Who else? Women. Gotta mention the women, man. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, EST, Bianca Belair, going through their feud. It's cooking up. I still ain't really got to full grips to the storyline itself, so I can't really contribute too much to it. But if you are, you know, hanging with that storyline, let me know, man. Put your comments below. Put your comments in the comment section. Let me know how you're feeling about that. At the moment, I feel like Rhea Ripley is getting a load of privilege, to be fair. Like, she shouldn't even be involved in this. She should not be involved in this. How is she able to infiltrate this and make it a freeway? But once again, this is the interest that we're drawn to in it, like when it comes to wrestling. So I think maybe this is kind of setting up a bit of a heel, but at the same time, I need my girl Bianca Belair to turn heel, man. I'm praying. I'm asking for it. I need the heel turn. But let me know what you think, man. Let me know what you're saying about it all. WWE at London. I think, you know, the European tour possibly is done. If it's not done, then yeah. If it's London, actually, have they been to France? Where was that one where the crowd was going crazy for Jey Uso? It was France, innit? Like, they went crazy. So if they go to somewhere like that, then I'm down for it. But if they go places where the crowd ain't really getting to grips with it, then yeah, just take it back to the States. Let's push on. Road to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. It's gonna be epic. Looking forward to seeing what's going on next week. So if you like to catch up with the wrestling, you've got Smackdown on Fridays. So catch Smackdown on Fridays. I actually liked the fact that these episodes came on a little bit earlier, so you didn't need to wait late at night. I think it's long for them days for me, man. Trying to stay up late night to watch this. And I love it nowadays, like wrestling in itself. Like if you want to catch up with it, you can jump on YouTube, you can catch the bite sizes, you can look at the highlights, watch the highlights. You can find like the 10 best moments and all that kind of stuff. So there's so much available. Yeah, I don't want to plug away because I ain't getting paid for all these plugs, but yeah, Netflix and all that kind of stuff, you can go and watch it. So if you got them accounts, them platforms, then you can watch wrestling and catch up. But yeah, man, like I said, Kojo will be back next week, next episode. So yeah, catch us on the flip side. And the question I always ask you guys, man, do you still watch wrestling? Come on, guys, you already know about me. I still watch wrestling. Anyway, until the next time, peace.